Good afternoon, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do entertainment reporting as well as reality shows and a little bit more. But today we're here to give you the bold and the beautiful for April 4th at 2016 at 1:30. Again, today's show is for Monday, April the 4th, 2016 at 1:30. Well, we're recapping from last Friday's episode. We're going back on the beach scene after um, Liam and Stephanie, or Steffi, have gotten married. And they're like running to the beach scene and they're just taking everything in and they're having the excitement of their lifetime that they just can't believe that they got married. So, as you can see, they're happy, but for how long? So, we go on back. They take the clip to Liam. Liam. He is still perplexed. Very perplexed. He's looking at the computer. He's looking at the image on his computer screen and he just cannot figure it out. He thinks he knows what's going on. But, you know, what can I say? It's a story being written and the characters have to play the role. But anyway, that's where we are with that. He's still searching. He's still trying to understand who is this woman in this picture. He goes back and forth in his mind and the images. The images are showing him a totally different woman. And he is very confused about that. He don't know why it's going on. But that's just processing in his brain. But he knows it is a different woman. And he is still trying to hone in on who this woman could be. So, with that said, we take it all the way back to the beach scene. Everybody's back at the house congratulating Steffi and Wyatt on their new nuptials. And they're toasting and just having a good old time. And they're talking to the groom, they're toasting. I didn't see any wedding cake, so I'm like, wait a minute. I know y'all were trying to do everything real quick, but is that all y'all had? I ain't even seen any food either. But hey, that's reality TV, right? Just enjoy the moment, and we were there basically for Wyatt and Steffi to get married. Okay, the scene takes its toll. It goes on to Forster Creations, where Brooke, Pam, Rick, and Maya are all sitting down, um, tending to their own work related business issues. And Rick is pretty much asking, has she talked to Katie? Brooke is saying no, she haven't talked to Katie, but she's still worried about her and all the drinking that is going to be involved with all the celebrating and this, that, and the other. And of course, Rick is giving his 2 to 3 cents on everything, and his wife Maya is chiming in also. But they're telling her, look, everything is going to be fine. And of course, I see they are eating out as well. They're eating Chinese food or some type of Asian dish. But all of them are still concerned. But Maya and Rick are basically trying to encourage um, Brooke that everything is going to be okay. They just have to continue to watch Katie, keep her mostly in prayers, and to be there for her. But Brooke is noticing the signs and everything, and she's just really concerned, and she's scared that Bill is going to, have a field day when he does find out that Katie had lied about drinking because Brooke caught her, and she admitted to Brooke. However, I don't understand why Pam didn't do anything. She's just in the background passing out water or stuff. So I don't know why they didn't give her a particular part to chime in on everything. But hey, she's a Forrester by relation to her sister. So hey, it is what it is. But again, Maya and Rick is trying to encourage Brooke to don't necessarily continue to worry about it. It's gonna work itself out. And this, that, and the other. Okay, we're getting creeping right back to Liam. The scene is changing over. Liam is pretty much going out of his freaking mind. He is searching the computer as we are speaking within this storyline. He goes on to get up from his couch and he's walking around or pacing around, I should say, the place that he's being, what do you call it? Being held in, the little cabin. And he goes and he's just looking and he's, in real deep thought. He's pacing the floor back and forth here and there. Then he comes across a tissue box and he's like, that tissue box reminds me of something. What it reminds Liam of is the veil that was being draped over this woman he supposedly had been marrying, which in his photo album pictures that Quinn put together, or should I say, photoshopped together, he's just it's just driving him crazy because he keeps seeing flashes of this person walking towards him and coming up to him, grabbing hands, and he goes to, lift up her veil, and it's a totally different person. And he's trying to make heads or tails who this person is. She keeps coming into his dreams, his his thoughts, and he cannot let it go. Who is this woman? He knows her, but again, he don't know what to do with himself, really. So we're just there, stuck with him, looking at him pace the floor. And he went on and put the tissue paper over the computer where it was having the image where he kind of draped the tissue paper over her facial part, just enough where it came down to probably her nose area. And he was like, "What is this? Who is this?" All of this is just going on, and we're seeing him trying to make the connection. And we're like, man, if your brain don't speed up and you figure out who you are and get out of that place for a queen come back, you're gonna be like a sitting duck. And of course, it still plays on. And then we have the scene going back to the wedding. It goes back to the bride and groom. Then it goes to a commercial. But um it fades back to like I said, it goes back to the bride and groom. They're, having a moment to themselves, just talking about the day's events, this and that and the other. And just I guess taking in the day's events pretty much. They're still happy, they're still goo eyed at each other and they can't believe they pulled it off. In such a what do you call it? A speedy time, I should say, for lack of a better word. Then this scene goes to Brooke and she knows the secret um about Katie. And it's almost like uh, a Bermuda Triangle all in its own because she wants to help her sister and she doesn't want to break her sister's promise that she won't tell Bill. But here we go. She know how Bill is about a person telling lies and not keeping him in the loop. And in her heart's a heart, she's pretty much like, I really need to tell Bill. But that's going to only get her brownie points with him, but it's going to tear up the relationship that her and her sister is trying to rebuild. The scene goes on. The scene clips or goes to Bill and Katie. They're back from the wedding, and Bill is trying to tell her how proud he is of her for not taking a drink at the nuptials. He knew it was a hard thing to do, but he is still reassuring Katie that everything is fine. Their relationship is fine, and she should ease up on herself. He knows that it's an uphill battle she's facing, but hey, it is what it is. Um, and they kind of show clips back again with Liam. is pretty much, what do you call it? He is still thinking about Steffi and this, that, and the other. Then they go right on back to Bill and Katie hashing things out, and it's just a hot mess. I'll be glad when Brooke finally goes on to tell Bill that Katie's lying. She's been lying from day one, and this, that, and the other. Because right now, Bill is in this false um, world that Katie has him in, and he don't know how to get out of it because he don't know he needs to get out of it because he's assuring himself that Katie is telling him the truth, and he don't want to think anything else but that. But a big surprise, Bill, is coming. A big surprise is coming. The scene goes back to the beach house. We have Eric Forster telling Wyatt how proud he is and to take care of his granddaughter, which he knows he will do. However, he goes a step further to say, I couldn't wait until the Spencers left because I wanted to tell you privately that if they're not treating you right, that is fine. You will always have a home at the Forrester Creation family, which you've married into also. And we had you first, so we know you're golden. And, that was very nice of Eric to say if things don't work out or, after Liam comes back, he always have a home making jewelry and this, that, and the other because he definitely has made them a lot of buku money. And of course, Wyatt and Steffi are just two happy birds in a tree, like two love birds. And, Steffi is thanking her grandfather for that prestigious token of appreciation. And of course, Wyatt says that he's newly married to Steffi, so he's still going to be having a lot of time over there because he can't let his bride be out of his sight for too long. So he knows that's not going to be a problem. He will come over and it'll be like almost he hasn't left because he can't keep Steffi out of his mind. He just has to see her. Well, Queen comes along to tell everybody that she is basically getting ready to go. She is telling her son that she's very proud of him and she's glad they got married. She's telling Steffi all of this and that and the other. But she says she's going on vacation. She got to get out of town. And we all know why she's trying to get out of town. So the scene pretty much goes back to Crazy Liam and his crazy thoughts and him trying to figure out who is this lady. He has lifted up her veil and he is sharing a very intimate kiss. But he also knows that this person that Quinn says is her in the photo albums is actually not. Because why would his mind play a trick on him where he's kissing this other woman? That he definitely feels he knows in some way, some form, some fashion. So he's kind of teasing me like he's gonna get to the bottom of this when Quinn come back, in or at the house where they reside. The scene leaves there, goes back to Forrester Creations, where Brooke is definitely kind of upset because she didn't haven't heard from Katie, and she's just trying to fill out everything. And of course, what is it? Maya and Rick is definitely telling her to relax, to relax, to relax because Katie is fine. As long as she can possibly get her to accompany Brooke to some of her AA meetings, that would probably help the situation. It sure can't harm it. But we all know Katie ain't finna do that. Katie's worried about keeping her man, which is Bill Spencer, away from Brooke. So the scene goes back from there, back to Katie and Bill. Bill is still there reassuring Katie. Katie is reassuring him. Bill is also telling her to take this thing one day at a time. Don't rush herself. Continue to take her medication. Beware of her behavior. And if she needs him for anything, he can get the best medical treatment for her. But just don't go back down that dark path where what do you call it? She separates herself or alienates herself from him, Will, and the rest of the family. The scene leaves there. It goes back to Thomas and Eric Forrester saying, "Hey, we're going to leave you two lovebirds alone. We're the only ones still here, and we got to go." So, of course, all good things have to come to an end, and how the scene had taken place with them even coming to the beach house, oh, excuse me, prior to the wedding, they probably was there like 10 in the morning. So of course, as the scene is being shown to us, the sun is setting. So pretty much everybody has been there for a very long time. And it's time for that day to wind down. So of course, Steffi kind of says, "Well, y'all just trying to leave because the game is on." So they kind of chuckled and said, "Yeah, you knew us very well, right?" But I really don't think. Stop it! I really don't think it's gonna be a big deal for them getting out of there, cause they know the couple want to have their one-on-one time, even though they're gonna be at home honeymooning. It still would be the polite thing to do, so they leave, and then the scene is pretty much kept on them. They are hugging, they are kissing, meaning Wyatt and Steffi, and they're getting into their mood. They settle down and they're just talking about their wedding and how they definitely pulled it off. Everybody seemed to be happy about their nuptials, and we all know they are happy at this time. Then the scene goes back to Quinn is coming home, and Liam is like, "Oh, I gotta put up all this stuff," or he's just running around, and he knows, or she figures out that he hadn't been doing any packing, no packing, no packing. So he gets her in, and he goes right on into her. He's like, no, he hasn't been packing, and he wants to know a little bit more about their wedding and that one wedding date. And of course, Quinn is like thrown off her rocker. She's kind of upset because she's saying, "That's all you've been doing was obsessing about that photograph. Do you know something? Are you getting your memory back?" And then, as we know, Liam gets perplexed and he's scared, which he should be because the woman is dangerous. So dangerous. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Then she goes to tell him her spiel, but we know how that all ends. Bunch of lies. Goes back, the scene goes back to um, Steffi and Wyatt. They're still talking, they're still giggling at each other. He's expressing his love and adoration for her. She's doing the same, and he's also sealing it with that old adage promise: "I'll never hurt you, I will always protect you." But we know both of them both have secrets. She really didn't want to marry him. She's still in love with Liam. And Wyatt knows his mother was the last person to see Liam. We go to commercial. When we come back, we're back on Bill and Katie. Bill is doing pretty much the same thing. He is telling Katie if she is failing, if she is feeling herself disconnecting from the world itself and pretty much going into her own reality, she needs to stop. She needs to stop right then and there. Of course, she confides in Bill to let him know that, hey, everything's cool. He's reassuring her that she's a strong person. Of course, she's reassuring Katie, Bill, that she is a strong person and she can do anything just as long as um, he has her back. And of course, the time kind of ends with them. He's going upstairs. He's telling her to basically come up when she gets settled because it's it's pretty much they ready to go to bed. I don't think it was too much he want to have sex or anything like that, but he was just pretty much tired. Stop it, Jay. And so that's how that goes. So while he mosey on out upstairs, she noticed Brooke has called her and she needs to return a call back. So she gets on her phone, rings Brooke, and they both get to talking on the phone. Of course, Brooke is trying to figure out how she did at the wedding, those this and that, just small talk. And she's telling her sister, look, you cannot, under no circumstances, tell Bill about what you found out about me drinking the alcohol. I told you I am through with that. That was a one time deal. There's no alcohol in the house. Please keep your word if you want to do me any good. So, of course, Brooke is promising that, but we know how Brooke runs and tails, and she is gonna run and tail Katie. You best be believing that. Okay, we go back to the scene with Liam and Quinn. He's still pressing her about more information about their wedding, where it took place, this, that, and the other. And again, she's attacking him, saying, "Have you gotten your memory back?" And he just don't know what to say. It seemed like he done got caught with his hand in the cookie jar after mother told him to don't do that. So he knows he's getting ready to get a beat down, but he don't know how to leave. I wonder what would happen. He's probably thinking that in his head, but he don't know what to do. This scene finally closes out with again the lovebirds, and they're pretty much, they can't say consummated their marriage because they have pretty much already slept together with one another. So it's just one of those things. They're still cuddled up on the couch, and she's in his arms, and he's telling all his devotion he's going to have for her from now to the end of time. Blase, blah, 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 blah. We know how that is. Everybody's in love. And it still seems like she's married. She knows she's married to a good guy. Because for the most part, White is good. Um, but she still have this inkling that Liam is going to show up, or she's wanting him to show up, and she's just keeping hope alive. And of course, Wyatt is hoping that his mother has told him the truth and hasn't done anything with Liam. So that's pretty much what's The Bold and the Beautiful for Monday, April the 4th, 2016. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and come back tomorrow, April 5th, for more Bold and the Beautiful. Thank you guys. Take care and be blessed as well. Bye bye.